Hi guys, welcome to Get Rebel Life TV. This is where we promote African culture, traditions and religion. I thank you all for your support both in cash and in kind on this platform. If you are new here, kindly click on the subscribe button down below to subscribe free of charge so that you don't miss anything on this channel. And you can make use of the join button down below to become one of my members. Being a member is a way of showing your support to me. Thank you as you do that. In this video, I am going to share with you how to pray through your ancestors. This very topic is inspired by how some of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora usually ask how they can pray through their ancestors. And when I carried out my research, I discovered that the ancestors they are talking about is actually our orishas in Yoruba land. So for the purpose of those who love to use the word ancestors in place of our orishas, so I am going to stick to the use of that ancestors because our orishas are equally our ancestors. We call them Awonile. The meaning of Awonile is the owner of the land. So for you to understand me perfectly, and as usual, as you know, I am going to be making use of a presentation for me to dish out the points one after the other so that you guys can read along for us to understand ourselves better. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. How to pray through your ancestors. Steps on how to pray through your ancestors. Praying through your ancestors is a practice that is found in many cultures and religions around the world, most especially in Africa. So you need to understand is that all over the world, there is what we call praying through an ancestor, through a specific ancestor. But as Africans, we are Yorubas, we pray through our orishas. And that is exactly what this point is talking about. So praying through your ancestors is a practice that is found in many cultures and religions around the world. So you need to understand that other part of this world, that people pray to their ancestors in other part of the world. But as far as we are concerned, we pray through our orishas, which you may call your ancestors. You know, as far as you are Yoruba or as far as you are an African. So we have a lot in common as Africans when it comes to praying through our ancestors. So in Yoruba land, we call ours orishas. So let's continue. However, the specific and ritual practices can vary widely depending on cultural and religious beliefs. So you need to understand that this video is mainly for those who are black, who are Yorubas in the diaspora, or who are linked to Africa, like the African Americans. So that is what this point is talking about. So the method that I am going to share with you here, may vary, so depending on cultural and religious beliefs of a particular land. So let's continue. However, here are some steps that are commonly associated with praying through one's orishas. So let's check them out. So the step one is set up a space. So you need to first of all set up a space. So what point do we have under set up a space? Let's check it out. So you need to find a space, you need to find a safe place where you can talk to your ancestors. So this is very important. So first thing that needs to come to your mind is to set up a space where you want to pray through your ancestors. So this could be a designated area in your home or a place that has personal significance to you and your family. So the place has to be a place that is important to you and your family. So you don't just have to just get a place that is not that important to you to be used for a ground where you'll be praying through your ancestors. So let's continue. So the next step is to create a shrine. So when you have set up a space. You know the space you want to use. Then you have to set up a shrine. So let's check the points that we have underneath. As I have earlier mentioned, our orishas are equally considered our ancestors. So before you can pray through any of them, you need to create a shrine, which many of you may call an altar, in order to honor them and to invoke their presence in your home. So I understand that many of our brothers and sisters outside Africa, outside Nigeria, they call their shrine altar. So when you check the elements of what they have in their altar, it is what we call shrine in Yoruba land. It is what we call shrine. So that is okay if you call it shrine. So if you call it altar, but altar sound pretty much like the Christian ideology or belief system. So, but in Yoruba land, it is called shrine. So that should be taken note of. Some people in the diaspora include items such as the photographs of deceased family members, candles, flowers, and other objects that hold special meaning to them and their family. This is fine, but I wouldn't want us to ignore the actual Orisha practice that we have in Yoruba land. So setting up a shrine for an Orisha, you must understand the particular Orisha you are setting up a shrine for in order for you to be able to have the right materials present in the shrine. So here, you need to understand that we have a numbers of Orishas in Yoruba land. And as you know that this channel is for promotion of Yoruba spirituality, Yoruba religion, and African spirituality and religion at large. So for those of you who are outside Africa, you need to try as much as possible to get the right information when you are setting up a shrine for your ancestors, which we call Orisha. So you need to know the particular Orisha you want to set up a shrine for, so that you can know what and what to include in the shrine. You know how to set it up properly. So take for instance, if you are setting up a shrine for Ogun, so we know that Ogun loves iron. So you have to include some irons, maybe cutlass. You know, there are things that our custodians of Orisha use here at their Ogun shrine. So you can get some iron to arrange. So it shows that you are setting up a shrine for Orisha Ogun. So this is very important. You need to understand that you have to learn, you have to understand the right materials to be included. So that is that. Let's move forward. So another point is offerings. Offering, this is very important. So if you are praying through your ancestors, you need to have it at the back of your mind that you offer offering, you offer sacrifice to the ancestors that you are praying through. So you may have one or more ancestors, you know, you may have them all in the space that you have created for the Orisha, but you have to segment the spot for each ancestor or for each Orisha. So let's check the point under offerings. In Yoruba land, we offer sacrifice to our Orishas. So this is very important. You should know that, and I hope you know that. So consider offering items that were significant to the particular ancestors you want to be praying through, such as their favorite foods, drinks, or other things that they enjoyed in accordance to the practice. This is a way to honor them, thereby invoke their energy and remember them. So you know that offering, while we offer sacrifice, it has been the practice. Each Orisha has its or her own peculiarity as to what they eat or what they drink. So it is a common practice to use gin. So when you understand your Orisha, when you understand what your Orisha eats, what your Orisha drinks, and which we call ancestors, which you can as well call your ancestors, then you need to offer those food items to them. So this will help you to invoke their energy, and they will know that you are remembering them. It is a common practice in Yoruba land that we pour gin on the floor to honor our Orisha. We pour gin on the ground for us to honor our Orisha. So it's another way of energizing the power of your ancestors. So let's move forward. It is highly advisable to liaise with a custodian of a particular ancestors or Orisha that you are setting up a shrine for, in order for you to be properly initiated and guided properly on how to pray through them. So you need to understand, you don't just set up a shrine for yourself without understanding the Orisha you are setting up a shrine for. So when you have the shrine, then you'll be able to know the offering to give. So you have to get someone who has knowledge of setting up a shrine for a particular Orisha to guide you, and when that is done, you are going to understand the offerings to give. So, and that is really what this point is talking about. So let's continue. Prayer. So this is the point. This is the real point here. It is how to pray through your Orisha. So we are at the point of prayer now. We call prayer Iwure. That is what we call Iwure, and Iwure is very, very important. So you've set up a space for yourself. You set up the shrine. Then you are giving offering. Then after giving the offering, you need to now pray. So after you have given the offering, then you need to pray. As you are giving offering to your ancestors, then you will have to pray by mentioning everything that you want. So you have to say your prayer, you have to mention your prayer points. So this is a time to connect with your ancestors, express gratitude for their influence in your life, and seek their guidance and blessing. So this is still talking about you praying through your Orisha. And when we say pray through your Orishas, we mean that you have to pray through them for your prayers to get to the Supreme Being, which we call Olodumare in Yoruba land. So let's continue. Show your respect and gratitude to your ancestors throughout your prayers and rituals. So I'm giving you your prayer point. You have to show respect, your gratitude, so through your prayers and rituals. The ritual means that you are giving the offering, when you are setting up the offering, giving sacrifice to them, then you have to pray alongside. Recognizing the contributions they have made to your family, express your appreciation for their presence in your life. So this is just the prayer point. I'm giving you a clue of what you can be saying while praying through your ancestors. So you have to recognize their contributions, so you make them feel honored, and express your appreciation for their presence in your life. So let's continue. So this point is communication. So you all know that communication is very important. So you need to communicate with your ancestors, with your Orisha. Even though it is not the time you want to give an offering to your ancestors, you should consider a usual communication with them. So you have to always communicate with your Orisha. So let's check other point underneath. Not everyone can hear the voice of their ancestors for an easy communication. This is not a problem. Just go to the shrine and speak to your ancestors as much as you want. So always go to your shrine, speak to your ancestors, even though you are not hearing them. Speak to you. You've created a shrine, and it is believed that their spirit is present there. So you can always go there to communicate. You want to go out, go to your shrine and say, oh, my ancestors or my Orisha, I'm going out. Please protect me as I'm going. I hope, just communicate with your ancestors at the spot of your shrine. So it's very important. Speak to them as if they were present, sharing your thoughts, feelings, and seeking their guidance and protection. I think that is very straightforward to understand. So, it is important to know that practices related to ancestors and prayers can vary widely across different Orishas, which you may call your ancestors, and also cultures and belief system. I think you understand that. So what we are doing here, we are just giving you some ideas on how to pray through your ancestors. So you may have other ways, or you may have read somewhere, or you may have heard from other people on how to pray to your orishas. So you need to understand that the practices related to ancestors and prayers can widely vary across different orishas, you know, and cultures and belief systems. So it is better to seek guidance from the custodians who are knowledgeable about a particular ancestors or orishas practices. So I think I've said this. We are giving you some clue. So if you really want to understand much properly, you need to seek the guidance from the custodians, you know, who are knowledgeable about the particular orisha or about the ancestors that you want to be praying through. Welcome back. I hope you have learned something from this video. Next time, I'm going to come up with another topic that you guys will enjoy. As you know that this channel is dedicated for the teaching of Yoruba spirituality, African spirituality in general, and we campaign that we should love ourselves as Black. We should go back to our ancestral part, and that is why this channel is dedicated for the teaching of how to be connected back to our ancestral part. Thank you very much for your support, both in cash and in kind. If you are new here, don't forget to click on the subscribe button down below to subscribe free of charge so that you don't miss anything on this channel. Thank you and get a better life. Bye for now.